Hi, welcome. My name's Diane, and this is Artsy Wisdom. I do meditations on visions that I have for current events, but I also am a hypnotherapist, life coach, astrologer, and I share those with you in hopes that my visions or these crazy images that I have can be deciphered to something helpful for entertainment purposes only. But I wanted to say thank you to all of my old subscribers. Welcome to my new subscribers and anybody that's stopping by. I wanted to say thank you again for your comments and questions. I've gotten quite a few questions, and that really helps gear me to what you guys are interested in. And I do read every single comment, and I just may not respond, but I do. I read all of them. So thank you. And if you can give me a thumbs up and likes and shares, that's awesome. I appreciate it. I'm growing my little channel, hoping to get to 3,000 subscribers in the next little while here. I also do personal readings, and there's a link in the description box, or it's in my about page. I forget, but it's there. So if you want to click on it and see, I do tarot cards, I do astrology, hypnotherapy. I even do past life regression, and that helps person find out about past lives and how they're affecting you in this life. I find them so fascinating, and they've helped me get rid of a lot of fears and things, and I've learned what the source of those fears are. Just a thought. Okay, so let's get started. This next year may be inducing a lot of fear and anxiety for many people. I have the sense that that's happening, and I wanted to share with you an idea, little prayer that I created, because in my life I've gone through some difficult times, and what's gotten me through them is having faith and a belief that I'm protected and I'm always surrounded by the light of God or my angels or my beings. So I'm sharing this with you in hopes that it would help whoever sees it and you can use it. Okay? So here you go. With gratitude and wholeness, dear angels, ancestors, and heavenly beings, please give us the wisdom and courage to hold faith in our hearts and minds that love will prevail over hate and ignorance. Give us the strength to see the light in the darkness as we travel in this world together, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. Well, there you go. Now let's get on to the rest of the reading. Hope that helps. I did some meditation on a few things. Navalny is in the forefront of my mind because I really I don't know why I'm tied into his experience so much. But the last time I saw him, he had the Superman cape on and he was so proud of being here, and he hasn't gone up to the heavenly realms yet. He's still on earth trying to fight the good fight. So I got some messages from him, and I asked him what he wanted us to know. And he said, all is well. Like I said, he's going to get his. And I think that what he meant was Putin. Putin's going to get his. And he says, be not afraid. He said, things are picking up speed. There's an energy that's moving faster and faster. The fight will continue. And he did this interesting thing, which the way you let me know how you interpret it. But he kept doing this, like he was bringing in. And when I asked him what that was, he said that was fear and fear of treachery and guilt. And he was absorbing it. So I was put in the mind of Christ and how he gave himself up for our sins. And that was the feeling I got. Not that Navalny is on the level of Jesus Christ, but he is a martyr. And he was saying, give him our fears and guilt because he is absorbing it on the other side. I don't know if you would say you pray to him, but I don't think so. It almost is like you just think it or sense it. And he's using that. He's around his wife and his mother. And I think today or yesterday she finally got his body but he's around and he's working hard on the other side. So I just found that very interesting. But he was very positive. I looked into Putin's energy, and I saw when he, in the past I've seen him as a chocolate egg giant, like a Fabergé eggs, and he's inside of it with these little sugar windows. But now I see it melting, and I don't know if it's the summer is coming on and the heat, melts chocolate. And then I felt like that might be signifying he is, like, the energy felt really negative. And I know he'll probably win the election, Putin will, but I feel like he's going to put somebody in his position later because there's going to be some pushback to get him out. But he's going to put one of his cronies in there. So, and I've already said that in the past. I know he'll be around. I don't see him dying anytime soon. Maybe. If it is, it's somebody might take him out, actually. I'm seeing that late fall. It's hard for me to believe that, but maybe. For some reason, Elon Musk came to mind. And I got into his energy. So what I do is I travel into a person's body and I look to see what their hands are doing. And it's really weird. I felt like I was in a computer. Like I heard beep, 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 beep. Like he's constantly doing calculations in his head. Not literal, maybe they are literal math calculations, but I think they're more comparing. He's got his own little algorithm going, comparing value, money, what he's getting out of here, what he's going to, freedom, politics, power, stuff like that, Twitter, X, whatever. But I see that he's almost, I don't know if he's autistic. He might have had Asperger's, I think he said one time. But socially, he's, skewed. He doesn't have that ability to pick up on cues like we all do. But he's got lots of kids, a lot of baby mamas. So I guess he's able to have sex. So he wants to be like, what I got the feeling of is he wants to be like one of those, not a movie villain, but somebody who lives under an island lair that has his own powerful space. That's what I got, and he wants to feel that power. He likes being powerful. And I know, I feel like he's very unemotional, but I know he gets really angry and he's taken it out on some of his employees and fired them on the spot. But the feeling that's about is power. He's snapping because of the lack. He doesn't want anybody to question his power. So that's the emotional part of it. And that's another disconnect between rational thinking and empathy and just me. I want to do this. Don't get in my way, kind of thing. I asked, why has Trump been so, obligated to Putin? And I wanted to see what happened. I really had a hard time. I made the assumption that there was some sort of loan or some sort of money thing back in the 90s or 2000s when Trump has gone through one of his many bankruptcies and none of the banks would give him loans here in the States. So he might have gone to one of the oligarchs or, Russian funds somehow. And I think that is part of it. I don't think that's all of it. And the other thing, I saw what I felt like he was, I saw Putin receiving Trump coming towards him on this carpet, and he's got his arms open and he's embracing him. And they're like good friends. And I see that Trump's arms around him, like he feels like he wants to be part of this autocratic club. And I sense his sense of importance. And the more I'm part of that powerful group, he thinks, the more it just gives him a sense of a drive and adrenaline. It's an addictive feeling. Like, I want to do that and I'm getting stronger and more powerful. But when I saw Putin, this is kind of cliche, but I'm Trump. He's got Trump's hands like this and he's tying them together. So Trump's hands, he's tying his hands, right? So he can't do that. So that signifies that Trump can't do anything. And the other thing, the part, besides the loans or some other money, I think got funneled through his properties somewhere, that he received the money, is that I do feel like he's afraid for his family, Trump's family, his children, grandchildren. That's, I think it hasn't literally been said, but I think he's afraid. So I think what he's got on him is a combination of he owes him money, Trump wants to be part of that club, and that feeling of, like Kim Jong-un and Xi in China, and Putin and other strong, authoritarian types. And he wants to be part of that club. So that's that money. And then the fear of, something happening, somebody accidentally falling out of a window or running into some bullets, kind of thing. That happens all the time when people run into bullets. I did see that Russia has infiltrated Congress. They're very patient, long-term thinkers, and they're taking their time. But yeah, the money's going into some of our congressmen, women, some of the senators, and it's going a circuitous route. And I think the way that they're going to be able to get around this is to have a clear paper trail of any source of donations. I mean, they say they do, but I think it needs to be more technologically advanced now. There's so many things that have changed since, and I do think that's going to have to happen. I do feel, and James Comer, I looked into him because the source of the person that said that Biden and Hunter Biden and Joe Biden were getting paid by a Ukrainian Burisma or whatever, and that guy got indicted and arrested from the FBI. Anyway, James Comer wanted to impeach Biden, and this was some of the main evidence that Biden was corrupt, but obviously it's false. And I see James Comer, he's not going to make the next election, and he's going to be out. I sense this feeling of in my belly, like he is not going, not that he's gross, but just that he has a sense of kind of dread. I saw Jim Jordan, the other person in this committee that was trying to impeach James Comer. There's other people on that committee, but those are the two I looked at. He's standing still. He's not letting anybody, he's not moving. He's not attracting attention. He just wants everything to pass and be done with. He's not going anywhere, and he's standing in a very, very still spot, so nobody will notice. I do feel like his shoulders are wider, like he feels like he's a big muscle guy, like he's stronger, like he's going to take it on if anything should happen. They do have secret talks to find more dirt on Biden. I think that's happening. I do think they're going to dredge up something small that's going to distract. I think they are going to find something small that's going to distract. I guess that's it. And this is kind of random, but we just finished watching that Netflix series One Day, about that couple over like a decade, I guess it would be, or more, and their relationship. I wanted to hear what you guys thought. It was beautiful, and we couldn't stop watching it. But I was, of course, a little disappointed on how it ended, but it was very poignant and subtle, and I thought it was beautiful, and it was very kind of nostalgic for the old, I think it started in 1998 or 7. Anyway, and then, so I really enjoyed it. And the guy who plays the main character is just gorgeous. And I never saw him before, but he was surprisingly, I don't want to say subtle, but in his acting, it was very tender. But then other times he played, a drunk, and he did that really well. And I just felt for him. So that tells me if I felt for him, that he portrayed it really well. And I felt for her as well. The woman that plays the girlfriend or the friend, Emma and Dex. Anyway, I wanted to hear if anybody had seen that too. All right, till next time. Thank you for coming by. Please subscribe, share, and I'll be looking forward to any comments too and questions.